Good afternoon, YouTube. Thank you for stopping by my channel, We Focus. My name is Darius Thompson, a creator, and as you've seen from the title, let's just jump right into it. How precious is your time? Quite often, when we're talking to a family member, a friend, or a colleague, that question is typically posed like, how did you spend your time? Not how precious is your time? And within that question, I want to emphasize the word precious. Precious is an adjective that can be defined as something of great value or high price or highly esteemed. Now, for the purposes of our conversation, I want to focus on that first definition of great value or high price. Now, when we think about a 24-hour period, how much of that time, how much of your time is spent on those activities and engaged with those people that are of great value to us, and we have placed a high price on that value. And I want to make a clarification here. High price does not necessarily mean a monetary exchange. That's not the point. Because when I'm engaged in an activity with someone that I value, money is no object. Because I value that person's time and he or she values my time. It's a reciprocity there within within the confines of our relationship. So money is no object. There isn't an amount of money that I would place above the time that I spend on an activity or with a person that I value. So let's make that clear. So back to the point. Things and people that we value and we have placed a high price on that value, it is very important for each and every one of us to give our absolute best. It requires that. And let me explain to you why. If you take two people, let's say one of the richest people in the world, doesn't matter where you are on the Forbes list, let's just say that they're on it. And if you take that person that is standing on the side of the road for whatever reason, but holding a sign that says, "I'm homeless, please help." There are a lot of differences between those two people. It could be mental, physical, except the list can go on and on. But the greatest, or the one greatest equalizer, which is what I like to call it, that those two people share is time. If they are in the same time zone, it is exactly the same time for each of them. Now, the difference between the two, one of the biggest difference between the two, and ultimately one of the keys to drive us towards success of any kind, is the value that we place on our time. That's very important. I can't emphasize that enough. When we value our time and we set that value at a high price, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. It's just that simple. And I can almost guarantee you that in time, once you've made the distinction, the choice to value your time, the world will respond in kind, in a different way. You will start to see people, places, things in a different way. You'll start to walk with an erectness and just move about the day with a confidence and a surety, because you know what's value added and what's not. And that's important because this life that we live is very finite. We are not meant to live forever. We're not going to. There is nothing that we're going to find on the face of this earth. There will never be some cure for death. It comes to us all. So I think it's important for each and every one of us to realize whatever it is that you choose to do, whatever endeavor that you are currently involved in, or something that you have on your mind, that it's something that I intend to do within the near future, ask yourself, is it valuable? Is it going to bring true value into my life? And will I be able to use that value to help other people? And that's important, because we don't want to do something that's non-value added or wasteful, or that could be potentially hazardous, because then now that not only becomes a problem for us, more often than not, it becomes a problem for those people that are in our lives and within our inner circle that had nothing to do with the choice that we made. But unfortunately, they have to suffer those hazardous consequences or those invaluable outcomes because of a choice that you made. And that's not fair to those people within our lives that we value. People that are within your life, within your inner circle. You value yourself as a person. You value that car you drive, the home you live in, the clothes that you wear. Then you should give these things your absolute best and do your absolute best to receive the maximum return. You know, when it's time to change the oil in your car, you should change it. When it's time to flush and fill the radiator, transmission fluid, rotate and balance the tires, it doesn't have to be the most expensive car. It's not about the paint, the wheels of the tires. It's about what this car is doing for you. So you should give it your absolute best, because you value this particular vehicle. And if you want something else, you can earn something else. And I can touch on that in another video. Now, you as a person, if we are not at our best, we can't be at our best for someone else. If I am working at half of my potential, how can I be a full Darius to my spouse or my friend or my mother or my brother or my sister if I'm not maximizing my full potential? I'm doing them a disservice. If I don't value my health the way that I should, if I don't try and eat the best that I can, or eat as healthy as I can, excuse me, and take in enough fluids, avoid things that I know to be toxic and hazardous, then I won't be at my best. I won't be able to prolong this finite life that I have if I am not treating this one body that I am given the best way that I possibly can. Our appearance, unfortunately, there's this misguided notion that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. That's the wrong statement. The correct statement is, can you judge a book by its cover? The answer is yes, more often than not, because we can tell when someone values themselves, because this is the person that you present to the world. It's easy for most of us to look at someone and just simply tell that at this moment in time, you don't care. For whatever reason, that's not important. It's that particular person has made a choice. So I'm judging you in this moment. I am not judging you as a person overall, because I don't know you and you're not in my inner circle, but I'm judging you at this moment, and it appears to me that you do not care. So keep that in mind, because if we don't care, what is life going to give you in return if you choose not to give life anything? If you only put in half the work, you should only expect half of the results. So again, it goes back to value. For things that hold no value to us, then they shouldn't expect any value from us. But it's important for us to make that distinction between those things that we value, what's important to us, and we've set that value at a high price. Remember, they demand our best at all times, and no one's perfect. We want to do our best more often than not, for sure. But we can practice it in incremental ways each and every day. That's an easy thing for us to do. In each situation, try to remember that, am I giving this particular situation my very best? Don't think about past and prior situations, anything a minute ago, 5 minutes ago. That's irrelevant. Focus on your present moment. That's the key, because that practice will continue to grow over time, and you'll think about it less. It'll become automatic, and that's when everybody benefits. And ultimately, it's to sum it all up. Your time is precious. You should value all of the time that you have, and you should set that value at a high price. And if we all tried to do that each and every day, emphasizing on those particular incremental moments in time, especially when we're dealing with other people that we value and we believe that they value us, give it your best. Your time is precious. The answer is yes, your time is precious. But you have to treat it as such, because no one else can dictate the way you spend your time. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until the next video, goodbye.